Okay, this poem is entitled Endless Memories. Memories are more precious than silver or gold. I sit in my chair and reminisce. Moonlit parks in the summertime. Deja vu from my first French kiss. Aimlessly running, going absolutely nowhere. A game that ends when we all fall down. Monopoly challenges thought to last forever. The dizzying effect of the merry-go-round. Matinee movies at $1.25, high school football every Friday night. A visit to the mall without a penny to spend, still having fun just seeing the sights. Family reunions year after year, bonfires on Christmas Eve. The disabled kid who act like my shadow, so sweet and adorable I couldn't ask him to leave. Halloween candy in a brown paper bag, homemade costume as my only disguise. A high school diploma after 12 long years, bringing joyful tears to my mother's eyes. Countless other memories still flow through my head, but I think I ran out of time. So tomorrow I'll put more thoughts down on paper to continue this never-ending rhyme. And that's that. That's called Endless Memories. Now, of course, you know, it's memories, and I'm usually one of those definition-oriented people, but hey, you already know the definition of memories. Well, these are endless memories, and they're endless memories only because for as long as I'm alive, there's always memories to be ensued, to be brought, to be rekindled, you know, that kind of thing. So I began this segment on endless memories, and I just went on endless memories 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and I don't think I went beyond that, but that's because I was doing this all, I was like, well, tomorrow I'll put more thoughts down on paper, and I tried to do it tomorrow. Well, sometimes you have to go through a spell before you start to really gain other things, you know, other perceptions and stuff like that, in order to make something worthwhile. Okay, so now that poem was called Endless Memories, and see, we used to do this. I mean, look, aimlessly running, going absolutely nowhere. You don't find kids out there running anymore. I mean, I'm very rarely. You know, and if they're running, it's usually running to go. Anyway, besides the point. Okay, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay, and then Monopoly, you know, playing Monopoly. Challenges that last forever. How about this? The dizzying effect of the merry-go-round. I've been on a merry-go-round and I don't know how long. Probably couldn't stand it if I did. Okay, matinee movies at $1.25. Way back when we used to go to matinee movies, pay $1.25. You know, high school football every Friday night. We used to have that too. Okay, the visit to the mall without a penny to spend. Yes, we did that. Still having fun just seeing the sights, you know what I'm saying? Because we were, you know, that's what we did, you know. Family reunions year after year. Every year we had family reunions, you know. Bonfires on Christmas Eve when we used to get in the back of this yard right here. And we used to have bonfires. I mean, I'm talking about, oh man, I wish I had footage of that. Oh, that was some good stuff. I mean, everyone's around each other. And it started to dwindle as the kids started to get older and everything. See, to my mom and my uncles and stuff, and my grandparents and all this, these things are very important, not to lose the bond that they had as children and, you know, growing up. I mean, when you go through hard, difficult times with an individual and you both survive it, and you see each other years later, and you see the fact that you did survive it, there's a level of strength there. And no matter what situation you're in, there's a level of strength that can be obtained. As I've said before, that our life experiences is all just a big organic globule for which we extract what we need. Got that from White Men Can't Jump, a movie. But from which we extract the things that we need. So I know all of it's out there, but that don't mean I have to grab it all. You know, I know this person does drugs. That don't mean I have to experience the drugs, doing the drugs, in order to be able to talk about it. No, no. Experiences, direct and indirect. This is what we derive off of. And so, I mean, all these things. And look, I mean, a high school diploma after 12 long years. Come on now. You know, I mean, look at the dropout rate of kids nowadays in school. When a high school diploma meant something, it seems that now when they get a high school diploma, the very ones getting a high school diploma, they come out and they're still not able to read correctly or whatever. You know, their reading ability is not up to par. Mathematics, definitely not. I mean, come on now. If you can't, if let's put it this way. Okay, kids, oh man, they type fast nowadays. Why, of course they type fast. They type fast. I was just up there, and kids, they have this ability to type fast. I mean, they may look at the keyboard, and sometimes they may not. It doesn't even matter. I wouldn't care if you could type 1,000 words a minute. If you could type 1,000 words a minute, if the thing that you're typing makes no sense, it's irrelevant. You know. And, you know, like I said in that one poem, I said academics is truly important, but equally useless without common sense. You know, you don't want a whole bunch of Ted Kaczynski or something like that. Anyway, Unabombers running around, or the one who killed what's his name, the president, what's his name? Shoot, Harry something or other. Anyway, Oswald. That's right. You know, various things. You know, I was in a conversation with my, and you're not going to see this on YouTube, I'm quite sure you're not, but the conversation that I had with my nieces as they were doing their paper on the significance that Martin Luther King had on society, on society as it is now. What significance? Yeah, well, I guess my basic question to them was, okay, what was it that he did that was so great, this, that, the other? Okay. They all know that he fought for civil rights. Okay, that's good. Okay, now, how significant is that to you? Well, yeah, you really have to see the video and to understand the response that the kids had to this, which is what makes this world so, I guess, makes biblical reference true when he says that, hey, we're living in the last days, you know, where fathers will turn against their sons, and daughters will turn against their moms, and so forth and so on, and the gays and stuff like that running around. Okay, yes, okay, all this stuff was already foreseen, foretold. You know, destruction, 9/11. Come on now, I mean, these kind of things, it's stuff that's going to happen. That's why it's so important to be in the world but not of it. I don't even really care about history as people think. You know, people think that, oh, well, you know, if you know your history, it could change what you do, this, that, and the other. Oh, okay. We all know history. We all do know history. But does it really change what we do? I'm going to say yes. And the only reason why I would say yes, that it does change what we do, is because that change is either going to be good or bad. You know, stagnaticity is a bad. I mean, let's face it. You know, that change is either going to be good or bad. That's the way it is. The way of the world, you know. And in closing this particular section, I'll tell you this, which I'll probably use in other things. We worry too much. You know, as humans, we worry way too much. We worry about things. There's only two things that you shouldn't have to worry about in this life. The one thing you shouldn't have to worry about are the things that you can't change. The other thing you shouldn't worry about are the things that you can change. And you ask, why? Well, okay, I'll put it this way. Never worry about the things you can't change, because it's a waste of energy to worry about it. If you can't change it, deal with it. If you got one arm, you got one arm. Deal with it. You know, don't worry about having one arm. Use whatever energy you got left to make the other arm, you know, do good. You know, so never worry about the things you can't change. It's a waste of time. And you can go ahead and think about anything in this, anything. Oh, my child had a baby. Okay, look, you can't change that. You know, what else? The house blew up. You can't change that. Lost my job. You can't change that. You know, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? In particulars. You know. But so don't worry about these things. You know, we sit up and we worry, and don't do that. Okay. Now, the other thing that you don't worry about, I made mention to, or don't worry about the things you can change. Why should you sit up and worry about the things you can change when the best thing to do is to put forth that energy into changing the things that you can change? If you can change it, put forth the energy to change it. So therefore, it won't be no, oh, well, let's see, okay, you're sitting outside of your burnt up house, and the house is burnt down. Okay, can't change the fact that the house burnt down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to build me another house. There, you've alleviated the worry. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what else? Things that I can change. Okay, the way you speak to people, you can change that. if you see the way that you speak to people is not a productive thing, and plus, first it looked like it was all good, but when you found out that it really made you look like a blundering idiot, made you sound like an unlearned, untamed animal, then why worry about it? Just change it. Simple. If you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, okay. Now, the world consists of these two things: the things that you can change and the things that you can't change. That's why my whole logo and whole slogan is, there are no worries. Okay, now that was Endless Memories Part 2. Or, excuse me, Part 1. Now I'm going to do Endless Memories Part 2. As I said, like in the bottom I said, countless other memories still flow through my head, but I think I've run out of time. So tomorrow I'll put more thoughts down on paper to continue this never-ending rhyme. So here's the next one. Endless Memories Part 2.